My name is Joseph Edgar, Duke of Shomolu.
People find you quite controversial, unfiltered. Some people even think you're unhinged. Who is the Duke? Tell me, who's the Duke? Hello, welcome to the Duke Rants. As you can see, I am not the Duke. The Duke has been remanded to the other side of the couch today. Duke, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Why are you on that side of the couch today? Tell me, what are we doing here?
Maybe I'm doing publicity today.
Okay, I'll tell you why we reminded him to that side of the couch. We need, to know who the Duke is. Many people think this guy here is extremely controversial. Some people think he's unhinged. Some people think you're a truth teller, And I was asking you as you were walking in, I was like, who's the Duke? And I know you told me a little, but I want to ask further. Your personality, what do you think about your personality? Is it nature or is it nurture?
Okay, so I think it's a little bit of both. I think there's more of nature than nurture. Do you understand? Because I don't think they put on. I don't think I can put this on for as long as I have, last 55 years. You get. So it's more of nature. It's just who I am. You get. So I abhor things that are not real. I abhor people who are not real. I abhor injustice. I hate people. I hate bullies. I can't stand bullies. Do you get me now? Maybe because I was bullied as a young person. Do you get and all of that. So I really don't care how people see me. I really don't care what people think about me. I really don't care what people feel about me. You get it? I feel it and I say it. And guess what? Most of the time, I always come out vindicated. I don't know why. How.
So, if you were going to talk about misconceptions, what would you say are the misconceptions that people have about you? Tell me.
Well, so a lot of people see the outside facade, and don't take me seriously. Initially, it used to really disturb me as a younger person, because I was usually seen as a joker in the room, seen as that person that was not to be taken seriously because he wasn't taking things seriously. He was just a playful person, things like that. But as I got older, I began to realize that some very brilliant people, very successful people were taking me seriously despite my playfulness.
Yes.
You get. So while I was in investment banking, I was beginning to get the choice assignments. I was beginning to get the choice promotions. In fact, I was made executive director of the firm as the youngest out of 7 people in that competition.
Okay.
Do you understand? So with time, I began to see that. Let me gloat small. So I started to see that I was brilliant in an eccentric way. So I was seeing things differently. You get.
So you see life differently. Let me interrupt you, which brings me to a bit of your profile, because, when we started the Duke Rants, it wasn't. It was a show that was actually curated, born out of work that you had done prior to now. Yeah. So for the people that don't know about the Duke Rants, we'll get to the Duke Rants, but it was born out of work that personally I had followed over the years, and basically saw you as someone that was not afraid to tell truth, especially to power, which we do not find a lot of in our climes. So in my mind, I felt like you had a very solid audience offline that was consuming information that you were sharing week on week in a weekly newspaper. And it occurred to me, this guy is a writer. He's an author. I know you've authored at least 8 books.
Yeah.
You're also a stage producer. More importantly, many people don't know that you're an investment banker and you still practice your trade, right? So with all that, in terms of your expertise and your competence and credibility, for you to still sit down and x-ray people, personalities, the economy, politics, business, entrepreneurship, I find that as almost like you're giving back, What do you want to say about
No,
that?
I'm not giving back anything.
Tell me.
Not even interested in giving back to anybody. Yeah, so I just say my mind. And then you want to do about it. It's your business.
Okay.
Do you get it? Some have gone. So now misconception again that people say, I'm not afraid. I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm really afraid. So I don't take my calls. If I don't, I won't take my call. I just came back from Abuja now. You want to touch me? I almost fainted. Come thinking that, yeah, these guys have come to catch me. Oh, so it still doesn't stop me from saying my mind. Do you understand? So I say my mind. And that's your boy that will go and look for trouble and rush back home. Yes. And go and hide behind the mother's back. Do you get me? I'm afraid. Don't come and arrest me. Oh. I can't spend 5 minutes like jail. I can't do show for you. Don't come and arrest me. Oh.
And yet you're not afraid to talk.
Good, I'll say it. Okay. Do you get? So that's the contradiction. You get me? And that's the misconception. You get me now? You know. So there's this realization that I belong to a very tiny minority. Do you get? That would see things the other way. That is contrarian. Do you get? And is confident enough to say, yes, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Do you understand? And because of who I am, do you understand? I will say it like I want to.
Yes.
So I've done the This Day thing now for over 8, 9, 10 years. It has a huge followership. You get it? From there, it went on stage as our Duke has gone mad again. You get it? And it's not coming here. So that's 2 weeks. I wrote an article and said, oh, who is calling this man T-Pain? Do you understand? And I honestly felt that I was going to get trouble with that article.
Yes.
Do you understand? But it stopped me. And the later called and said, are you sure? I said, let's go. Do you get it? And I switched off my phone because I was afraid. Do you get me now? But I said it. Do you get it? Now, another thing about me again is that I take positions. Do you get it? But I also do not expect you to take my position. So I'm a trigger. Do you get me now?
Got you.
So I'm a trigger. So like on issues of domestic violence that we don't agree. Do you get
No.
me? God bless you. So I'm a trigger. Do you get me now? I will say, why would you say to me on no account must I hit a woman? Why is nobody interrogating the trigger? Why is the man hitting the woman?
Okay, we're probably never going to agree on that, right? So I wouldn't even go too much,
No, hold on,
in too much detail on DV.
That's not the issue. That's not the issue. I'm just trying to show you. I'm just trying to illustrate to you.
Got you.
My way of thinking.
Got you.
Do you get me now? So most guys are thinking this way, but they don't say it.
Okay.
Do you get me now?
So you feel like you're the voice that actually speaks out, whereas others
There's
hold
no
back.
voice.
So what are you?
I just step out. I just
Okay.
step out of the ring. Do you get it?
So
I talk down.
the expression comes out in form of rants.
Yes.
So how are you able to balance serious conversations? Because I've seen you switch from really serious discussions to very jocular conversations.
So humor is very
Yes.
cool. Do you get it? It's like malaria drugs. Malaria drugs are very
Yes.
bitter. Do you get it? So when you're younger now, I don't know, yeah, when you're younger, you give malaria drugs, you want to faint.
Yeah.
Because it's very bitter. They'll give you a bottle of Coke and they give you cake. So it's like, you get. But now, those drugs they not couch them with some things that allows you to swallow without feeling the bitterness. That's what humor is to these things. Do you understand me? So when I hit you and I catch you the humor, you start beginning to feel like an agbaye, you're coming at me.
Because I remember when Chief Ayoko was here, and one of your stories he had read in the papers the week prior, he was saying that he really loved the way you captured the humor in, the serious conversation that you were trying to say at the time. Okay, bringing it back to the Duke Rants. You completed a whole season. I think, how many episodes were that? 12 or 13 episodes
12
of wide-ranging, riveting conversations. I mean, it's on the spectrum, from the funny to the engaging to the downright crazy, informative, entertaining. You've interviewed a pastor, you interviewed politicians, you interviewed an actress, musicians, a wide range, media personalities. Can I ask you, which of those was your favorite conversation?
Okay, so this is where I'm different now.
Yes.
Because most people ask them this kind of question. Oh, everybody, I
don't want to choose any.
What's the question again?
Hey, God. I just asked the Duke, which one of those interviews was your favorite? And not just favorite for the sake of favorite.
Yeah.
Because you see, the personalities were quite different.
Yeah.
So which ones and which particular aspects of the conversations? Because if I can narrow it down to one or two, when Pastor was here, and I'm always behind the scenes, when Pastor was here, I remember almost tumbling from my chair when you asked him about his life before his calling. And he was, very open and, very expressive about it. I remember you asking his brother, Aswe, during his political endeavor, you asked him about his what was it you asked him about? Ejaculating or something?
Erectile dysfunction.
Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, erectile dysfunction.
And this is apart from the fact that you had other serious political conversations. Yeah. You asked someone about her play. I think it was Elvina.
Yeah.
You asked about the play she acted in Threesome, which people then interpreted otherwise.
Yeah.
And then the one that almost went, and made us shut down the studio, the one with the actress, Kendi Bankole, where you asked her if she could act nude roles and they almost cut off your neck on Twitter. Yeah. Do you want to, take us through some of that?
Okay, so I think the one with the actress, the Bankole lady,
yes,
is the most intriguing, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
So it showed very clearly the level that we are in society. Because that thing went wild. I had over 1 point something million viewers, and I had all of the abuse in the world. Even my daughter called from Canada to beg me to stop this thing. Yeah. So I had all the abuse. But one thing that hit me was the fact that there's a huge lack of understanding out there in the online community. Because that was a brilliant interview. Do you get me now? And then the lady herself understood what we're trying to do with that interview. Do you understand? The interview was at the same time deep, shallow, deep, shallow, deep,
I think
shallow.
The major question that caused the disconnect was when you asked about nudities. You are a stage producer. Can you tell us a little about when you ask an actress if she can act nude? What is so offensive about that? I'd like to know.
Ask me on that. Yes, now. So somebody takes just 2 minutes of that interview and throws it out there, and then the whole world just goes mad. And that's why I call that guy. What's his name again?
No names.
Yeah.
But it's
and I challenged him to a debate, and I said if he beats me, I'll give $500 next week. He never came back. Do you get me now? So you see, it was a simple question. Do you get me now? Would you act nude? And she said, it depends on the story I'm trying to tell, and that I don't have to go nude. You get to tell the story, and then she now brings the issue of Lupita. Nyong'o into it, and I said, that what she saw there was, she might tell, and I now said, what I saw there was sex, or whatever, something along those lines, That was in a lighter mode. Do you get me now? That had nothing to do.
So I'll interrupt you again. So if I hear you, you can have serious conversations, but you can also balance it
very
with
few
lighthearted banter.
No, hold on, Tosh. See, very few people can follow me at the speed of my thoughts and at the depth of my thoughts. Do you get me now? And also at the shallowness of my thoughts, all within a second. That what I've found out on this couch.
On the couch, okay.
Do you get me now? So at one moment, I can be discussing Einstein with you. Do you get me now? I'm discussing Newton with you. And next minute now, I'm talking sex with you. And next minute, I'm talking about this guy's village in Jebo. So very few people can follow me on that trajectory, on that speed. That's where you get me now. So back to your original question now. Who are those people that can follow me at that speed? Do you get me now? So, Aswe could follow me on that speed.
He's brilliant.
Straightforward. Dele Momodu could follow me on that speed.
He's brilliant.
Do you get? Timi struggled.
No, Timi Dekolo's interview was quite brilliant.
No, it was.
I would say.
It was. He struggled. Do you get? Because he went deep. So I went with him. Do you get? I went as deep because he was philosophical. It was more 80% philosophical. So I went with him. But when I tried to come out again, and let's play, he couldn't pull out of that depth.
What about Seun Kuti's interview?
Now, Seun Kuti's interview was another one that rattles me because he basically subsumed me.
What do you mean? Break that down.
Okay, I'll put it this way. So I think when he first came in, the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of the interview, he felt like fish out of the water. He didn't trust me. He didn't know where I was. He wasn't sure of my audience. He wasn't sure if he was supposed to be prim and proper or if he was supposed to be mad.
His usual self.
Do you get me now? But as it wore on, so I tried to open him. Then I opened him, and then he opened up, and he deluged me.
Okay, we're fast losing time. What would you say you would do differently in season 2? Because we're having this chat because we're about to commence season 2. And I feel like we're going to take the learnings, but we're also going to maintain the essence of the Duke Rants, which is to x-ray matters that matter. Someone needs to speak about issues that matter within a society, right? and you are the one anchoring that conversation.
So
what are you going to do differently?
So I think what I think we're going to do differently is in the caliber of people that we're going to be interviewing on the couch.
Tell me.
You get so I'm thinking of huge captains of industry, guys who are creating jobs in this harsh time. I'm thinking of influential people. I'm working right now on what they're going to call a power list. One of the most powerful, most influential Nigerians annually. Yes. You get those kind of people that I want to have on the couch. You get so that we can interrogate their brain, go into their head, try to understand what they're thinking, where they're going to, and things like that. So now I get a lot of frivolous requests. Oh, I don't be on your podcast. I don't be on your podcast. No. So you would have to have employed at least 1,000 people. Do you get me now? You have to have impacted people in this society at different levels. You get,
and generally be able to speak to the issues that matter. I think the focus should be on that.
And then, much more importantly, put you on the couch and bring out the humanity in you.
Yes.
You know, so people can guess that this guy's not just all about suit and all that. So he too can cry, he too can laugh. Like since the Daily Momo interview,
I love it. Yes.
So it's to carve a different positioning for this podcast.
Yes.
In the market. Do you get me now? So the extremes, like these other ones where women come down and say all sorts. And then this one on this other side where people come and talk about maybe their women issues and all of that.
Yes.
So this wants to give a platform for very serious economic players, serious power players, do you get me now, who don't have access to that online market. So what else does be a bridge between them and that online market. Before I close, you see, we had a problem with the bank, the Orange Bank recently.
Yes.
Do you understand? And you could see that his customer base, do you get, is online, is retail. Do you get, he has over 15 million savings accounts. Do you get me now? But he, as a person, the brand couldn't speak to that thing when that issue, when he ran into that turbulence. Do you get me now? So and I wrote an article and I said, look, I said, ignore this ones. Do you get me now? Because where your problem is right now, you get, are with the regulators, are with your investors, are with your foreign whatever. You get me? That means you can come to people like us to get that access. But you still need this one, so you don't have a run in your bank. Do you get me now? Yes. So this podcast will position itself in the middle, where that guy can come and say, okay, no something. Let me talk to the guy who understands the issues. Do you get me now? And then he can break it down so at least other people understand the issues. You get me now?
Yeah. So from just like a connection between the brand and the consumer.
God bless you.
And those are very important conversations to have. You have been talking to the Duke.
That's my last question. I'm enjoying it.
I do not want to ask you any further questions. I feel like the Duke has been able to tell us exactly who he is and what to expect in season 2. My name is Tosin Adefeko. I work with the Muvmnt agency, and we are all looking forward to season 2 with the Duke. Thank you.